Hello, wonderful people. It's me, and I'm hungry, so I'm gonna have some food. This first part, you guys know the drill. It's mega salad. If you want to watch it, slow it down. You know what's going on. But once that's done, I'm gonna chop up some chicken. I like to flatten out my chicken breast and then cut a lattice into it because I think it gets a better deep fried crust on there. There, I've just gone and made some pasta, and that's it cooked. And I'm just making a dry, wet dredge. Couldn't be bothered doing all the spices, so I just used a pre-made spice mix. Mix some of my dry into my wet, and then you really want to hit the chicken hard, like really squish it in to get all the craggly bits on there. And then I just got a little bit of pesto, using a bit of pasta water to kind of make my pesto more of a sauce. And then yeah, I got the salad, I got fried chicken, I got pesto pasta, and I don't think I'm going to be hungry very soon. All right, 11:27 Club. Bye bye. Enjoy. Leftovers. All right. Hello, wonderful people. I need your attention. This is possibly one of the most important videos I'm going to do. So, wherever you are and whoever you are, you have the opportunity to change the tides of this channel. When I look at the analytics of what gets the most engagement and whatnot, it tends to be the food videos. It tends to be the videos of cooking and making recipes and whatnot. If that's something that you're interested in, please put a comment down and tell me what it is. If not, if it's more about Scotland, if it's about Edinburgh, if it's about sightseeing, please pop that down because I'm doing this as a kind of thing about putting positivity into the world. But at the end of the day, that positivity has to be received. So this is your chance to take hold of what this channel can be. Please let me know because I'd love to do it. Live in 27 Club. Peace. Good morning. All right, we're making some food. Bit of leftovers. We had leftover chicken, leftover onion, leftover avocado, leftover tomatoes, and we're making some eggs. So, chicken's in the air fryer, butter's heating up, chucking the onions in there, gonna create a base, chopping up the avocado now, and then the tomatoes, and then we're gonna get those on top of the eggs, a little bit of salt and pepper, and then while that's all happening, I'm gonna get the yogurt. I'm gonna pop the yogurt into a bowl, and then add a couple spices and a little bit of some hot sauce onto there. Mix it in to make a little base for the bottom of the wrap, and then a little thing to go on top. And yeah, it's a pretty easy breezy eggs right there, you know. Just a little bit of leftovers. That's the chicken from the pesto pasta I made 2 days ago. And yeah, you can even see the bite mark out of it. Bit silly. But Live in 27 Club. Hope we're all doing good. Alright, bye bye. Step, step to my loo. Walking up the stairs today. Step, step, step. First or to the second. All the way to the door. Walking up my stairs. Opening my key. Here is my flatmate, chat to him. Up, up the stairs, through my room, till we get to the roof. Up to the roof, where it is so shiny, where the sun shines so bright. Up, 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 up to the roof, where the sun shines so bright. Boom. Boop. Live in 27 Club. You ever have one of those days where you just take everything out the fridge? Well, after having to change my shirt because I spilt meat juices on myself, I'm loading up the beef with some chipotle paste, mustard, egg, ginger, onion, and yeah, rolling it up into these little kind of beef kebabs, making a pesto, hot sauce, garlic, yogurt sauce to go with it, just something kind of creamy. I don't need to add any salt to any of this because it's got halloumi, and that's going to be salty enough. And then loading up my little kebabs there, mixing up the sauces, and then putting the halloumi to fry in the meat juices, chopping up tomato, chopping up some avocado, toasting up my wraps on the hob, and then yeah, sauce first, then some avocado, then some tomato, chopping up the halloumi into thin strips so it fits in the wrap. Same with the kebab, loading up some sauce on the top of it after having a little small snack there. And then yeah, orange juice on the side. Perfect summer meal. Live in 27 Club. Have a good one. It's day 69 of the project. And this is a super rush video. I actually started halfway through, that's where the onions are already cooked. This is just me balling up some mince. You see it's a bit oxygenated there. Turn it into some burgers. And yeah, just I got some onions, I got avocado. I'm gonna make an egg, and this is a super slapdash thing because I spent most of my time in the kitchen meal prepping a dinner for tomorrow. It's one of my flatmates' leaving parties, so we're just gonna give him a bit of a send off. So marinating a bunch of chicken and a bunch of meat and making a Basque cheesecake, and stupidly didn't film those things. So you're getting my slapdash leftover beef, egg, avocado mixture thing. But yeah, day 69. Google if you must, and live in 27 Club. Lots of love to y'all. Bye bye. So, hello, lovely people. Bit of a long one here, but my first time lapse was 60 minutes long, so I think 3 minute edit is a pretty good job. Basically, one of my roommates is moving back home to Italy, so we want to give him a bit of a send off. And a couple of days ago, I got the heads up that I'll be the one doing the cooking, so just got a couple potatoes there chopped up. I say a couple bag of potatoes. They're on the boil at the moment. And then that was just a quick chimichurri. Actually, I've only done the parsley yet, but I'm going to be doing the rest of it. Putting some goose fat into the not fridge oven. Putting some goose fat into the oven to heat up for the potatoes, and that's the rest of the chimichurri. It's just parsley, garlic, chili flakes, oregano, or oregano, salt, red wine vinegar, and olive oil. And I like to not waste, as we've talked about, so that's the stems of the parsley. I'm going to be popping them into something else. I just put some garlic and some tomato and I'm mixing it into some slow cooked beef that I'm making. And then here are the potatoes. So if you want a good roast, what you're supposed to do is shake them up in the pot to get the craggly edges, and that's what gets really crispy. I did a pretty horrible job. I overcooked the potatoes, so they just slowly turn into mush over the course of the cooking. But that's what you do. You heat up the oil, you heat up the goose fat, and you put them in there. This is me just chopping up the dates for a bit of sweetness for that beef dish. Beef goes really well with parsley, goes really well with dates, but you don't want to put them in too early, you want to put them at the end. This is the second batch of potatoes. Basically just used my ricer, and then I've added in some butter and some milk and some pepper and some mustard that's on the hob. I needed to add a few more of those ingredients, but that was my backup potatoes, which I ended up needing because I kind of messed up the roast a bit. Like, it was still good, it still tasted nice, but I wish it could have been a bit crispier and wholer. And this is an avocado, but technically it's guac. When I make guac, I just do lime juice and salt, don't do anything else. Potatoes getting a bit better there, but as you can see, they are falling apart. And now, just a quick dry dredge for my marinated chicken. This was kind of the main staple. It was just a kind of fun marinated chicken. I kind of messed up this dredging bit here. I'd never done this before. I had no idea how many people I was cooking for. So I was just trying my best to get that all in a big frying pan and kind of, yeah, keep those juices. Because once the chicken was cooked and there was the crispiness on the frying pan, I was going to pour all of that marinade back into the pot, add a bit of cream, make a sauce, and then this cooked chicken here, dunk that back in, and it was really good. And yeah, there's my potatoes and Living 27 Club. That's my little dinner party prep.